IELTS examiner with the British Council, number blah 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 blah. What's your name?
Phi Huyền Hoa.
And you would prefer me to call you Thi?
Yes.
Thanks. Can I see some identification, please?
All right. Yeah, I'll give you.
That's fine. Thank you. So I'd like to start to talk about animals. In this first part, I'll ask you some questions, and you can speak for as long as you want. But if you stop speaking, I will ask more questions. So, are there many animals or birds where you live?
Let's see. Yeah, I can say that Darwin, the place where I live, is quite diverse in birds. I am keen on walking along the path at around 5:30 to exercise. So along the way, I've seen many animals and birds like cockatoos or kookaburra, which are very indigenous birds in Australia. And yes, and lots of other birds. I don't know the name, all of them, but I can see quite diverse. And sometimes I am even afraid that they will put something or maybe weird on my head when I walk along the way.
And how often do you watch programs or read articles about wildlife?
Not often, I think so, because I am in my semester when I devote most of my spare time on reading documents and doing assignments on time. And if I have some spare time, I would love to read about economics, which is my favorite topic, rather than wildlife. It just sometimes randomly pops up on my screen and it caught my interest, and I just click on it a little bit, but I never ever deliberately fight about it.
Cool. And have you ever been to a zoo or a wildlife park?
Oh yeah, of course, a lot. When I was little, I went to the zoo for the first time when I was in 5th grade. With my class, we had at that time went to the capital of Vietnam when I was still in Vietnam. It was kind of a farewell party when we was in the transition to the secondary school, and at the zoo there, I couldn't remember all the animal names, but they were diverse, and we had picnics there, and we had lots of fun there. And until now, if I have a chance, I always go to the zoos in the city. When I was in Perth, I visited the Perth Zoo, and in Darwin, I don't think I need to go to the zoo because I feel like the nature around me is like the zoo already.
Yeah.
So I can say often, and if I have a chance, I'll go.
Cool. And would you like to have a job working with animals?
I don't think so. I'm not keen on animals. I like cats. I used to have some domestic cats in my childhood, but now I live by myself. I feel that I am busy enough for any domestic animals or pets. And for working with animals, I don't think so, because I'm not interested in taking care of them. So for me, no.
You'd rather read a book on economics?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Now I'm going to give you a topic,
Okay.
and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Before you start, you'll have 1 minute to prepare, and you can make notes if you wish.
Thank you so much. So you will take one for 1 minute? Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that's a minute. What'll happen now is you can speak about your topic and just keep going for as long as you can. Don't worry if I stop you.
Yeah, okay.
Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay, so I would like to tell you about the Guardian website, which is a very prestigious newspaper. A newspaper from the UK, and they also have a version for Australia as well. I started reading it, I guess it was about 5 years ago when I decided to study English seriously for the IELTS test. So it is a very credible source of information, as it reports news about politics, economics, and social matters on a very professional style with very professional language as well. So I can pick up lots of useful phrases and collocations and expressions on the website, and by learning it, as well as gaining meaningful information to broaden my knowledge as well. And until now, I still quite visit it very often, even though earlier I didn't take the IELTS past last year. I didn't take it, I was not mean to, but I still read it quite often because it was free. It's just a code for the readers to donate to protect its independency. So that's why it's still a good source of quality information with no fee. And also the reason I have been reading it for a long time until now. And let's see, to me, the website, because I have been reading it for a long time, the website has been provided me with very, let's say, updated informations about. I remember I read about the war in the Syria's war, or about the voting in the US recently, and every news are always updated. And until now, I have already changed the mode to the Australian version on the website, in which I can get more local information and for my work.
Thanks, Dee. That's enough. Can I have the pencil and paper back, please? All right, now we'll continue on this same topic. It's about the internet, basically. Why do some people find that the internet is addictive?
I can say that because the internet has been successful in triggering people's interest. They go there because of their interest. The more they search, they surf web, the more the dopamine in their brain is triggered and produced to motivate them to read more and more. Yeah, so I think because of the autonomy and their agency, which is the strongest driver that have kept them reading in for long, and which turned to result that they got addicted.
And is there any particular kind of content which triggers your dopamine?
As I said, economics. And I will talk more about some other topic rather than just economics, some entertaining things. So I am, let's see, I am also interested in social issues. So I've been recently watching a podcast from YouTube channel named The Diary of a CEO, which features the topics like gender issues, economics, and let's see, psychology, which is very particularly interests me because they explain the human behavior biologically and socially. And it helps me to predict and understand why people behave in particular way in life.
And do you think that The Diary of a CEO might in itself be an addictive kind of content?
This is an interesting question. I don't know for other people, but for me, I can say yes. Because I didn't mean to watch it that long. One episode lasts from 1.5 hours to 2 hours, and I have never imagined myself watching a content for that long hour. Usually it's just 5 or 10 minutes on YouTube. But last week I watched a topic on the love topic, and the psychology of love and the science of love. I couldn't believe I spent 1.5 hours watching the whole show, because it's explained.
When they're talking about the science of love, was it love, or was it like a different kind of love?
The love between two genders, men and women.
Okay. And what do you think the world will be like without internet, or would be like without internet?
That could be a disaster, and it will go worldwide. As its internet has played an indispensable part in our daily life. We are deeply independent on the internet for the way we work. We exchange information and we learn, and also we build the society as well, because even though internet has been with us for around 20 to 30 years recently, but it has deeply permeated in every aspect of life. So now we are kind of depend on the internet, and I don't think we can live without in the internet. And but if it happened, we would come back to the years earlier than 1980s. Those years when we got telephone, we got the post, we had the letters. Things were slower, but people would be happier, I think.
So, but do you think people would be as smart? You know, if there was no internet, perhaps we would be happier. But would we be as intelligent as we are today?
I don't think so. Yeah, we could be happier. We still develop, but we couldn't develop as fast as now, because internet has fastened the speed of information exchange, and by doing that way, the world becomes flatter. So people and the talents from all over the world, they can exchange information, they can develop the talent, and by that way they develop with an unimaginable speed, and that's why we can get to the fastest advancement like now.
I agree with you, but I will finish the conversation with one question that's a little bit of a challenge.
Okay.
You said that during the last 20-30 years, our development has increased rapidly, right? But if you look at the average intelligence in the world over the last 20 to 30 years, it has fallen just slightly. An average person is 100, IQ of 100, and that measurement, that yardstick, has gone down slightly since the advent of the internet. What would you say to that?
My opinion about that?
Yeah, what do you think? Do you agree with that data, or do you think it's possible, or do you think everybody's getting smarter?
That data, I may agree with that data if it is conducted scientifically and ethically. I may agree with that, and my explanation for it could be because of our over-reliance on the internet. I will make an analogy of a math calculator, a pocket calculator. For children, when they were in primary school, if they were exposed to the pocket calculators too early, it's hardly they could develop calculating skills by themselves. So by doing that way, their brain development was limited and hindered by their reliance, by their early exposure and reliance on the pocket calculator. And the same case for the internet. Not every region in the world do people get education about a proper way to use the internet. So they have early exposure to the internet, they use it too early without proper ways to use it. So they lose their critical thinking skills and the ability to critically evaluate matters. So that's why there's some adverse effects on it.
Excellent. Thanks, Dee. That's the end of the speaking test.
Okay.
Have a good day. All right, you got it. You got what you wanted. Like, if this is the IELTS band, I think for sure you didn't score beneath 8 in anything, right? You didn't get any 7s. I would give you a 9 for fluency, and I would also give you a 9 for I think this is pronunciation over here.
Yes.
I would give you 9 for fluency, and I'd give you a 9 for grammatical range and accuracy. I'd give you an 8 for lexical resource. Actually, no. I'm going to give you 8 for that. I'll give you 9 for the first 2 and 8 for the second 2. 8.5 overall. That's what you need. And so let me give you.
Should it be 9? Because it's 3 9 and 1 8.
It's not. It won't. As long as you've got one that is beneath the band, you can't score the band. So if you get 3 9s and 1 8, it's still an 8.5. You have to get all 4.
All 4 9.
If you're going for a PhD or like a higher degree, yeah, I think so. For a master's, you need to get 6 in everything. Even if you get 1 5.5, you can't qualify to get the degree.
Oh.
The last that I heard, this is 5-year-old information.
Because I've seen some YouTube video.
Yeah.
People got 3 9s and 1 8 in this.
And they still call it 9. Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not sure because they are not credible sources.
But anyway, like I'm 5 years old. My information's 5 years old, so
Okay.
I'm not credible either. But whatever, you can definitely go and you're going to get what you want.
Okay.
But I have some points. Vocabulary wise, I think you are fantastic. You're using phrases like conducted scientifically and ethically. You're using things, in one sentence about the Guardian website, you said it's a credible source, it reports on this kind of information, it does it in a professional style, it uses collocations and meaningful information. My Australian friends can't do this, right? Literally, they can't do something like that. So it's wonderful, right? It's really great. Some points on the vocabulary. You said the word diverse twice, like close together. It's okay, you don't lose points for that, but just to be repetitive in any like special vocabulary in an IELTS test, the examiners are like, they probably just remembered that word this morning and now they're just going to say it again. Like, just try to not repeat. Try to find another synonym the next time you want to say that. You did that for diverse, and you also said keen on twice when you could have replaced it with something like I enjoy that activity or something like that. I like the way that you introduce your statements. Like I said, how often do you do something? And you start off with something like not often, and then the next time you said lots of, and then the next time you said something like I don't think so. Like the way that you introduce your topic sentence for all of your paragraphs was different. I like that. It was flexible. You had a good range. I only found 3 grammar mistakes, I think, and they might be vocabulary mistake. You said you were talking about the zoo. You said we had lots of funds there. Funds uncountable. We never put the S on. What was the other one? You said the series wall, or the series. We were talking about. You reading it. What's
the wall in series.
Series.
Series in the Middle East.
In the Middle East. I still don't know what it is. What is it?
No, it's SIRI.
Oh, Siri,
Siri.
Artificial intelligence.
No, that is the war in the Middle East region, or the Gaza Strip.
In the Middle East.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
yes.
Syria.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I didn't know what it was, but native speakers, that's an acceptable thing to have. And then the other one you said to protect independency. So when you said protect, you didn't put t on. You just said protect.
Oh, we don't put the whole and this.
Just like a soft T. And independency is not a word. It's just independence. There's never an independent C on the end of it. But those are the only mistakes. Literally, if I was talking to an Australian, there would be 20, there would be more. Your English is good, it's good. I like how you introduce when you're thinking, instead of saying, more, or something like that, you will say, let's see, and you give yourself a minute to formulate what you're going to say. Your vocabulary is so good. Dopamine is triggered. Lovely. I guess you learned that phrase by watching Diary of a CEO, which I also watched.
Oh, you watching as well?
Another thing I noticed was you said 1.5 hours, but we don't talk like that. Like, no, we don't. We're not engineers or mathematicians or something. We just say an hour and a half. Like, no. If somebody says 1.5 hours, then I think that they're like an engineering student or a mathematics student or something. We just say an hour and a half or 1.5. Internet plays an indispensable part of. I can't, like I said, I couldn't find many mistakes. I'm really impressed by your ability to keep, and I'll show you the test that I was using. So part 3 is the most difficult part for the examiner, and we only get 5 questions usually. We get 5 sort of, in this case there's 6. And if the candidate stops speaking, like if they sort of dry up, we move to the next one. And the worst thing that can happen is we finish all 5 questions and there's just nothing else to talk about, but you still have 2 minutes to go. You don't have that problem at all. You spent like 3 minutes talking just about that, and then we were on question 2. So your fluency is really good. So yeah, I mean, I think if you're going for an 8, I think the examiner would be an idiot if he gives you less than 8 on anything. I think you've got your goal. But you can have 1 appointment a week with me or the other advisors if you want to keep practicing.
Yes.
1 per week.
Yeah, and if I feel it good enough, I need to work on. Yeah, I would like to take the test.
And it doesn't have to be this. If you want to do writing or whatever, we do everything.
Yeah.
Anything with language or learning.
Yes, I plan to do writing, a stimulated writing at home, and then I will take the writing here.
Yeah.
For the examiner to check. I know that. Yes. Oh yes. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And can I take that home? So I will see. Not
this?
much. Yeah.
If you can read my writing.
That's good enough.
And I'll tell you what I'll do is, I just took an example.
Oh, it doesn't matter the question. I just see.
Yeah, you probably don't need to read
I don't need.
answer.
I just see something. If I can fix it without losing my fluency, I'll fix it.
Yeah. You're good, man. I'm not worried about you in the IELTS test.
Okay, thank you so much.